Hey guys, and welcome back for another tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make these super cute scrunchies. Now this is my second scrunchie tutorial, but I do have a new technique I really wanted to show you guys, and they have these super cute little tails on them. Now with all my tutorials, I will have measurements for a large and smaller version of a scrunchie over at the blog post link below, as well as the information icon. You will also find links to products and tools I use in all of my videos. So I will be using this super cute Boo cotton print, and I'm just going to go over some tools that I like to use just to make my life a little bit easier. I have this long tool that I use to flip my tubes. I like to use 2 safety pins. I definitely like to have a larger one. I'll be using some pinking shears, which aren't necessary, but it definitely helps to create a better scrunchie. And then also a poking tool. So if you're not already, I would love it if you subscribed, hit that notification bell to be alerted of new and future tutorials, and smash that like button, as the kids like to say. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is take our shorter rectangle and fold that with the right sides together. We're going to line up the long edge, and I'm just going to place some pins just to stop it from shifting around. Then I'm going to get a marking tool. I'll be using chalk just so that it shows up on my fabric better because it is black. You don't have to actually mark your fabric if you don't want to. You'll see later on that me marking my fabric didn't actually help at all. And I do this every time, but the finished product doesn't, you can't really tell. So this is just between me and you. But I am going to be sewing along that chalk line. And then I'll take the long rectangle and I'm just going to fold down the one side about 1/4 of an inch, and we're just going to press that into place for later on. Then we're going to take that piece and we are going to again fold it with the right sides together, and we're going to line up that long edge. And I am again going to just place some pins or clips just to keep it all nice and straight. So what do you think of the new backdrop? I thought that maybe I could switch it up and have different colors depending on my mood. What do you think? So I'm just going to sew along the chalk markings on my little tie piece. We're going to leave a 2-inch gap, and that's going to be used for turning. And we will continue sewing all the way to the next corner of the fabric. And then we will take our longer strip of fabric and we're just going to sew right down that long edge. I'm sorry I lost some of the footage there, but hopefully you'll see in the next part where exactly I sewn. And then after that, I'm going to snip off that excess fabric, and I'm using my pinking shears. If you want to use regular scissors, you can cut little triangles. That's just going to help the fabric kind of curve better, and that's why I use the pinking shears. And then I'm going to take my poking tool and I'm just going to poke out the ends of the little tie. And then I'll take that little hole and I'll fold the raw edges in. I'll press that into place, and then we will sew that closed later on. So now I'm just going to take that tube that I sewed and I'm going to use my little flippy tool. I don't even know what it's called. I'll try to find this exact thing, especially if you're making a lot of scrunchies. This will definitely reduce the level of headache. So I'll try to find a link for this product, but it's definitely still in stores. I've seen it before, even though I've had it for years. So you're just going to take it, you're going to slip it through the tube, and then you're just going to kind of hook it onto the end of your fabric. So just like right on the edge of it, just so you don't ruin your fabric, of course. And then you're just going to pull it and then kind of help feed it all the way through. And then you'll just unhook it, and then you have your turn tube. And I have my elastic, which also I'll have those measurements. I don't remember them offhand. I'm going to take my safety pin and I'm going to put that on the one end of the elastic. And then I'm going to pin it to the one end of the tube, and that's just so I don't lose my elastic, because of course the elastic is going to be shorter than the actual tube, so that the tube kind of bunches up and gives you that scrunchy look. And then I'm going to take the other side of the elastic and I'll hook that onto my larger safety pin just so that it's easier. I like the big ones to do the feeding. And then I'm just going to feed it through the whole tube till it gets to the other end. So once you have your elastic fed all the way through your fabric tube, then you're just going to pull the two ends together. And I like to actually take the one safety pin off and then hook that piece of elastic on the first safety pin just so that they can stay together. And then I'll take those and put that under the sewing machine, and then I don't have to worry about accidentally just letting go of one of the elastics and then losing it. So I'm going to go ahead and put that under the machine, and I'll just do a quick stitch back and forth a bunch of times. You can do a zigzag or a straight stitch, whatever you want to do. But with this scrunchie technique, we will be reinforcing that elastic again. So you'll be doing it twice. So now I'm just going to quickly do up that little hole that we left in that tie, and I will just snip off the little threads there. And of course, if you are making it in, let's say, a black fabric, you can of course use a black thread and then you won't see those threads. So now I'm going to close up the hole that's on the scrunchie, and you know how before we put that little fold in the side of it? Well, we're going to take the edge that is the raw edge and we will place that inside that folded side. So it's going to leave a nice clean edge. And I'm just going to line up the seam of the tube and then just try to line up the other side of it. And we're going to do a stitch right across there. And again, if you want to use a matching thread, you won't see this. And if you want to just stop here and have it just a regular scrunchie, then you can stop here. But if you of course want to go ahead and add that little tie, then we will do that next. So you can take the tie off or put it on depending on how you feel that day. This tie is only going to be just tied on with like as a knot, but if you want to secure it onto the scrunchie so that it doesn't come off, just in case you have a fear of it just falling out one day, you can of course just place some tacking stitches on the inside, and then you don't have to worry about it actually coming off. And we're just going to tie that right over the stitches that are on the scrunchie so everything is nice and hidden. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and of course don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and follow us over on Facebook and Instagram, which is in the description box below. If you make these, I would love to see them. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next tutorial. Bye guys!